Hello guys! Today we are going to show you the results of analysis of diphthongs and triphtong in the first 15 minutes of Hotel Transylvania movie. But before we start, let us to introduce ourselves first. There are myself, Nisrina Fauziah, Dhino Christy, Dhania Puspita, and Arrisma Delimasari. And here, the table of contents of our presentation. First, I will tell you what is phonetics, phonology, and phones. Phonetics, based on Lady Faucett 1968, is the study of speech that the main concern in phonetics is the discovery of how speech sounds are produced, how they are used in spoken language, how we can record speech sound with written symbols, and how we hear and recognize different sounds. Meanwhile, phonology, according to e-languages, is the study of the sound system of language. At one extreme, phonology is concerned with anatomy and physiology, the organs of speech, and how we learn to use them. Besides that, vowel, according to Oxford Dictionary, is a speech sound produced by a relatively open configuration of the vocal tract with audible vibrations of the vocal cords but no friction, and which is the unit of the sound system of language that forms the core of the syllable. Letters that represent vowels such as A, E, I, O, and U. And then the next is diphthongs. What is diphthong? According to Gordon, 1961, a diphthong is a sound composed of two vowels and pronounced in a close succession within the limits of a syllable. It can be translated that diphthong is a sound consisting of two vowels and pronounced as one syllable. The classification of the diphthongs are: first, vertical diphthongs. Diphthong sounds included in this category are A in the words they, make, and baby, and O as found in the words go and home. And then the second is diagonal diphthongs. The three diphthong sounds that fall into this category are I in the word my and ideas, and then oi in the words joy, boy, and oil, and then ow in the thousand and allow. And then the last is centering diphthongs. The last three diphthongs that fall into this category are ear, as in the words here, near, and clear. And then the last is as in pear and fair.
The next slide about Triphtong. A triptong based on Mariati 2020 is a glide from one vowel to another and then to a tone, while breathes rapidly and without interruption. The triptong lists are a, ara, I, and our. Example words like player, liar, fire, lawyer, royal, flower, mower, power, and hour. The principal cause of difficulty for the foreign learner is that in present-day English the extent of the vowel movement is very small, except in very careful pronunciation. Because of this, the middle of the three vowel qualities of the triphthongs can hardly be heard, and the resulting sound is difficult to distinguish from some of the diphthongs and long vowels. To add to the difficulty, there is also the problem of whether a triphthong is felt to contain one or two syllables. Words such as fire or hour are probably felt by most English speakers to consist of only one syllable. Then about brief description of Hotel Transylvania. Hotel Transylvania is an American animated comedy film produced by Sony Picture Animation. The film is directed by Candy Tartakovsky and released on September 28, 2012. The story is written by Todd Durham, Daniel Hickman, and Kevin Hickman. The film is 92 minutes long. The reason for choosing this film is that this film has an interesting pronunciation to be studied more deeply. Then, by analyzing a film, it can increase the sense of pleasure and comfort in learning because it uses visual that can attract attention. Furthermore, because this film already has many seasons, which means that many people have liked and watched it, so it can have a good impact on the final result of our project.
The next is synopsis. This film tells the story of a monster and his family who live in a secluded luxury hotel in the middle of the forest. They are very anti-human, therefore, they build a place to live in the middle of the forest that is difficult for humans to touch. One day, Mr. the Dracula who lives in the hotel, holds an open house for the monster to celebrate his daughter's birthday, until finally an ordinary guy manages to come to the hotel. And the next is voiceover. The character Count Dracula, voiced by Adam Sandler. And the next is Mavis Dracula, is Sadie Sandler and Selena Gomez. Wayne Werewolf is Dave Buscemi. When the Werewolf is Molly Shannon. Frankenstein is Kevin James. Eunice Stein is Fran Drescher. And Griffin is David Spade. Murray is Kilo Green. Werewolf Kids or Boy is Azar Bishop. Mr. Heidi is unknown. Gremlin Man is Johnny Solomon. Suit of Armor is Brian George. And Little Speeder is unknown. Sunken Head is Jim Weiss. Witchmeat is Ross Abdul. And the last is Zombie is Derek Drayman.
So, the analysis of diphthongs in Hotel Transylvania movies. There are 8 diphthongs, but in Hotel Transylvania movies, especially in the first 15 minutes, it's just 7 diphthongs that they use. So the first one is ie, which 3 of them they use in a word, and then ie is 10, and then a is 109, I 106, oi is 4, eu is 7, and the last is au, which is 41. And then the next is the analysis of Triphtongs in Hotel Transylvania movies. There are 5 Triphtongs, but in Hotel Transylvania movies they just use 2, which is aye 10 and awe 5. And the results of diphthong analysis. In this film, we found that the most used diphthong is A, which was 109 because the characters often use the words hey and okay. In those words, there are diphthong A. And then the next is the result of Triphtong's analysis. In this film, we found that the most used Triphtong was aye, which was 10 because the characters often use the word fire. It has Triphtong aye in its pronunciation. Meanwhile, Triphtong's aye, oye, and ewe were not found in this film because in American English there are only 2 types of Triphtongs. They are aye and ewe.